First of all, thank you all for being here today. This morning, as the Snowbirds were preparing to continue Operation Inspiration, they had an unfortunate crash in the city of Kamloops. That crash occurred about 11:30 this morning. The crash alarm at YKA, the Kamloops airport, was activated. The Kamloops airport dispatched their airport crash vehicle and a technician. As well, there were over 30 calls to dispatch at Kamloops Fire and Rescue. As a result, Kamloops Fire and Rescue responded with Hall 2 in the Brocklehurst neighborhood. They were assisted by Hall number 1, our main hall, as well as Hall number 3 in Valley View. In total, we had 14 personnel and 5 pieces of apparatus on the scene. The apparatus was dispatched to 2454 Glenview, where there was a structure fire and an air crash, as well as to 868 Shriner, where there was an injury. The airport set up their emergency operations center at the Kamloops airport and have been operating that since. As well, an emergency operations center was set up at Kamloops Fire and Rescue in Hall number 1. I'm pleased to be joined today with Fire Chief Mike Adams, as well as our Communications Director, Wendy Heshka. The military have indicated that they are sending an investigation team here to Kamloops, and they will be here shortly. In the meantime, the birds are grounded here in Kamloops, and we have extended everything that the City of Kamloops and Kamloops Airport can do for the Snowbirds team while they are here. I spoke earlier today with the Prime Minister's office, and I had a call from Harjit Sajjan, the Minister of National Defense, and they will be issuing statements later on today. But I wanted to take this opportunity to thank the Kamloops Airport, YKA, for their response, Kamloops Fire and Rescue, the BC Ambulance Service, the RCMP, and in particular our dispatchers, and I met personally with our dispatchers earlier this afternoon. I also want to talk directly to the citizens of Brocklehurst. This has been a very startling and shocking incident in your neighborhood, and it comes on the heels of yesterday, and yesterday was inspirational in Kamloops because Operation Inspiration performed here yesterday, and they were widely received and welcomed by the citizens of Kamloops. We're a military town. We have a great relationship with the 419 Squadron in Cold Lake, Alberta. And so this accident today really shakes us to our core, but we will respond to it in every way that we can to support the Canadian military as well as the women and men in service. Thank you very much for your time. I will take questions.
Can you tell us a little bit more about, I know when you talked about the emergency response, but also the people of Brocklehurst got out there with hoses. Can you kind of tell us how the neighborhood came together to respond as well?
I have no first-hand knowledge of the response of neighbors in the area, nor have I been to the crash site. That area is closed off until the military get here to do their investigation, and we urge people to respect that. There are, I think, 5 or 6 homes in the immediate vicinity of where this crash occurred that are going to be serviced by our ESS team in terms of providing alternative locations for them.
How many?
Go ahead, Castanet, Kamloops.
How many homes were damaged in today's incident?
We had a structure fire at one home and an injury at another.
Mayor, just wondering if you have any sense at this time of sort of what the next couple of days are going to look like in terms of road closures and that kind of thing as investigators arrive to do their work.
We would likely shrink the perimeter in and around that to allow as normal an operation as we can in the Brocklehurst neighborhood. But recognize this, that this has really shaken that neighborhood. I spoke with Councillor Sarai today, who lives there. I spoke with our acting CAO, Byron McCorkle, who lives there. This was a tragic scene that had a huge response from emergency vehicles, not something you would expect, in the middle of May on a long weekend in Kamloops. Further questions? Kamloops this week.
Is there any word yet on, from the RCAF about how today's incident unfolded?
No, and we would expect an announcement from the Royal Canadian Air Force soon with respect to their personnel that were involved, and that is really for them to respond to. Our response today is to speak about the neighborhood and about the response that the City of Kamloops provided in the face of this tragedy.
Maybe for the fire chief, I'm just wondering if he's able to kind of describe, I'm not sure if you were there yourself today or if you've just sort of heard from members of the force, but just wondering if you're able to kind of describe sort of what they, the scene that they happened upon when they got there, what did they have to do first and how did it sort of play out?
I did attend the scene today, this afternoon, and it was a well-organized scene as far as with regards to establishing a perimeter, a safe zone, and again, credit to the neighbors in the Brocklehurst area. They're very respectful of established security zone and allow our people to do the good work that we do. There's a tremendous amount of cooperation between agencies, including Kamloops Fire Rescue, RCMP, the Air Force Crash Truck, BC Ambulance, and military personnel. With regards to the damage, there was a large amount of debris in around a three home proximity. The one home was significantly damaged by fire, and all agencies were working together appropriately.
Was the home actually directly struck, or was it just hit by debris and that's what set it alight? Were you able to tell?
Difficult to determine, but there was obviously debris in the vicinity.
Was there anybody in the house at the time?
We have conflicting reports with regards to that. Initial reports were that there was 2 occupants in that building, but we do know that they've been taken care of by our emergency support services and given an alternate location to reside.
Was anything else other than the house damaged, cars, electrical lines?
Difficult to determine. There's a number of debris around the vicinity, and as you can imagine, that there were some sight lines that were obscured by myself.
Further questions? Well, like I say, thank you all for being here and the coverage that you are going to continue to provide to this emerging story in Kamloops. And again, our sympathies to the Royal Canadian Air Force for the loss of a Snowbird. And we will be doing everything that we can to cooperate with this investigation in the days to come. Thank you very much.